Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading. I hope you're very well. One thing to mention before I get started is that it looks like we're going to be kicking off the 50k to 500k challenge on the Thursday, the 22nd of June. So I'll be doing a webinar on that, outlaying my plan of action for how I'll go about achieving a challenge like that. And so pencil it in your diary. At some point, Sam will be sending you an email with the webinar details. Anyway, right, here we are. It is 7:48 a.m. and I'm watching Dollar CAD this morning. And it's funny, I've been saying I'm not interested in CAD this week. And out of all the markets I'm looking at here this morning, the CAD's got probably the a more interesting chart. And so we shall see if dollar CAD. I'm just waiting for 8 o'clock to come in. I want to check the momentum, and then I might well be taking a trade. So it's likely I'll be waiting till just after 8. But if it pulls back quickly, then I might put a unit in. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll come back to this shortly. It's going up, a little pullback to get long. Okay, I'll leave you to it for now. One thing I'd forgotten to mention is we're getting set for trading here this morning. I have got existing positions open this week on the accounts, so you can see I've got some existing positions open. I'm not going to show you exactly what they are, but just for disclosure, so that you can see that I am already in positions which are doing all right, but we have to ignore those. Some of those positions could be closed out today, but I've got to wait on that. Right, okay, so I'll press pause now. Right, just while I've been talking to the guys here, there's a trade setting up on the pound dollar. We've got some news coming out at 9:30 today, but what I'm going to do is just put a single unit short in here, right here, not waiting around. There you go, just on short there on the pound at 64. A single unit short there, so I'm not putting anything major in, just with a stop at this high. So it's going to be about whatever that is, a 16 pip stop on a single one lot trade, just to see if it can actually stretch its legs down to 128.40 zone. So 128.40 zone, let's go to an hourly chart, is down towards these lows, not the absolute lows, but down towards these lows in this area, this cluster area on the hourly chart there. So so I've gone in there on the pound. It's got all the momentum lined up. Overall, it's a bit of a messy chart, but we'll see if the pound can get down there. So all of a sudden, I've switched allegiances a little bit here. Now the temptation would now be a little pullback up to the outer bands. Would be a lovely second entry, but I've said I'd just put the one lot in. That was because I was going to still be looking to trade the dollar CAD. Let's have a look at the dollar CAD. Well, I could still do that. This is always the difficult, isn't it, when you're in trades. Oh, where's the? Oh, okay. You're looking at trades, and then you've got a couple of opportunities, and then you're thinking, which one should I go for? So. Okay, so I've got that single unit in the pound. It's possible maybe I do put a second unit in at some point, but it hasn't done that little retracement yet anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to get the stop in place. So I'm just going to get that up and running. I'm just doing that here. So 128. Okay, 128.80. So I've got that one to just see how it goes for the time being. Just all the momentum just started lining up, and I'm thinking, okay, there is a potential for a bit of a rundown. It's it's nearly 30 pips. 30 pips on a single unit. It's enough. It'll be, it's all right. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go back to this. Excuse me. this dollar CAD, and I'm going to have another look at that across all my other charts, and see if the momentum does come through positive. If it doesn't, we have got 3 minutes to go, so till the end of the hour, so I can see the hourly chart and see how that's closing. So I will take a decision then. I'll press pause for now. Right, okay, so I've got that unit in on the pound. We've now the pivots have come in, so we've now got a pivot here. Hello. Oh, my chart's got stuck. Oh, that's great, isn't it? My chart's off screen, that is. So the pivots have come in. I think it might have hit the pivot. So what I'm actually going to do, I said I'm going to put the 1 unit in, but actually I'm going to get 2 units in. But I don't know whether we've hit the pivot or not yet. It's hit. Right, okay, the guys in the room has just said it's hit. Right, okay, so let's see if it can just do another little blip up. And then, yeah. Then I hit it for the second unit, because basically what's happened with the dollar CAD that I was looking at, well, I'll explain to you in a minute. Basically the momentum wasn't there to justify taking the trade. Right, okay, there we go. There's a second unit short on the pound dollar there now. Just hit an 8 a.m. pivot. I'm going to see if this thing can roll over this morning and have a little bit of a drop down. It's got the momentum behind it at the moment. Admittedly, we've got an hour and a half yet until the news comes out. And I don't mind sitting through this through the news. So it's only 2 units. So I'll get the other stop in place in a second, and we'll see if this pound, it's got the momentum to the downside. See if it can follow through here this morning. Now the dollar CAD, look at that. The problem is that during this little retracement here, this was prior to 8 o'clock. I needed to see if we were going to have positive momentum on the hourly charts, which we didn't, and I don't even know if we still have. Now, it doesn't mean to say that the market can't go, but it's one of my criteria, and so let's have a look. Well, it's just being drawn up now because the price is going up, the momentum's getting sucked up with it. So could just be one of those things. But certainly, if we'd have had positive momentum prior to the pullback, which very often you do, then I would have bought it down here today. But alas, it didn't have it. So I was waiting for 8 o'clock to see if it was going to come in, and it didn't. And then it's gone up anyway without that. And now we'll see what happens there. So now it does look like it's all the focus is going to be on this pound. So shorted it with 2 units now, but it's a nice tight small stop, and we'll see what happens. As far as the overall day is concerned, obviously it's all about non-farm payrolls today. So the trading I'm doing this morning, I want to sort of get out of the way on the pound here, and then be flat. Oh, I say flat. I won't be flat in my other positions I've got open, but yeah, be essentially flat. I won't be taking any more day trades going into the non-farm payrolls. No, so we shall see. But I suspect now what's going to happen with this pound is it's going to play around for a bit now, as we have got those figures coming out at 9:30. So it looks like we could be playing a waiting game for a bit. Okay, so just back, and the pound came down. It's done a bit of a retracement. Stops, remember, it's at 80. We've got the news coming out in about 30 seconds. So we're going to soon find out whether it's going to go flying up and I'm going to get stopped out, or it's going to come down. So what I do is, if I'm in a position, I want to be in a position through news, I'm not going to be in a full size position. So these are always small positions a lot of the time on these trading Fridays. So you de-risk the potential for slippage by saying, okay, I want to be in the position, but I'll just be in a smaller position if I'm going to be sitting through the news. Now, the main thing is that even if this doesn't do anything too much, it's going up. So I was going to say, if it didn't do too much, it's still okay, not quite got up to the stop yet, but if it doesn't do too much here, as the news has come out, and it just sort of hangs around, then I'm going to have to take a decision to close out at some point ahead of non-farm payrolls today. So if it had of, or it does just ping around without actually going much lower or stopping me out, then at some point I'm going to have to take that decision. So it's non-farm payrolls. This isn't a trade that I would want to be in through non-farm payrolls, because the stop is susceptible to probably larger slippage with non-farm payrolls than what we've just had. So still in the position obviously at the moment. It's not gone up to that stop, so we'll carry on watching it and seeing if it can come down or if it's just going to play around. So I'll press pause for now. Right, okay, just back, and as we can see, the pound is falling away, and it's actually getting close to target. Actually, the target is at 38. We're currently at 46, so it's getting there. So we'll see. About 38 to 40. It's between 38 and 40, really. The target is. So we've got about 7 pips or so to go. All right, so we'll just keep on. I wasn't, because it's now just after 10 o'clock. I wasn't really expecting cable to get down there because it is non-farm payroll day, etc., etc. But if it can get down there, then it's a bonus. So we shall see. I'll come back to this if it gets down there. Okay, just back, and we see that cable was all the way down there, got down to 46, and then it did a big turnaround. So I'm still sat in the position. My stop's still at 80. It's got very close, but not quite. And so I'm still sat here waiting to see what's going to happen. Now we're going to be posed with a dilemma because it's now 11:30, so we've only got 2 hours to go to non-farm payrolls. What do? If you're still in the position and it's sort of what we under, just a bit underwater at the moment, 68. My entries were at 65 and 64 and 66. So that's going to be the dilemma. We'll cover that off. But I was just saying to the guys in the trading room here that let's assume that we're sitting in this sort of area still, and I still haven't been stopped in the next 2 hours prior to non-farm payrolls. Then I'll have to take a decision whether to let loose one of the units, which I might well do, but then still trade again, still after the payroll figures are out, because if it starts flying down, that does sit with the overall analysis. So I could well still do that if that scenario happens. If it comes down before 1:30, fine, then I'm out. It only needed another, like I said, another 6 or 7 pips, and that would have been at target. But so often happens, you get into trades, you're up 20 pips, or you're up 20 pips at that point, and then they turn around and whatever. So, but anyway, we'll see. We're still in this for now, so the position is still there, and I'll play this waiting game now, going into non-farm payroll. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so this is where we're at. It's 1 o'clock. And we are still sat here, and the decision now is I've got to take a unit off ahead of the news. So I'm going to take one off. I was going to take one off at maybe 20 past, but I've done this before and it just comes back up. So today maybe it doesn't, but I've got to take one of these units off. So let's just get one of them ready. There we go. So I'm going to close out of one of these positions. It's up 20 odd pips. What was it? No, it's not. Sorry, it's at 50. It's not. I shorted this one up for 64. Sorry, my apologies. But I'm looking to get one of these off ahead of the news. I don't want to be in with both of them ahead of the news. Oh, there we go. So I've just done one of them. So I have just banked, what's that, 16 pips. I was in at 64.8 and I've just got out at 49.8. So that's it's not 16 pips, it's 14 pips, isn't it? Or 15 pips. 15 pips. It's a responsible thing to do ahead of the news coming out. We've only half an hour to go. It'll probably go down and hit the target now before we even get the news. But they've got the limit order in for the rest, so it's all running quite nicely today. But it's a shame that I've had to take that decision. I could have waited till 20 past, but I just saw it sitting down here thinking it's at the lower end of its range. It's probably just going to usually it will hold the range ahead of the news. So as it's at the bottom end of its range, I'll take that unit off. So that's what I've done. I still think there could be some more trading going on here yet today. If these markets roll over, if the pound and the euro roll over, there could be some extra pips, some extra trading being done. So we shall see. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so we're now 6 minutes or so from the news. We can see that it came down there. I got out at 49.8, whatever it was at, and we can see that it's bouncing. So like I said, I thought it would be the right thing to do. It'd be typical on a video that but it wouldn't be, and it just carried on down. But no, it was the right thing to do to come out the lower end of the range, because now we're back up at 57. So I don't mind holding the single unit in there, which I've got. Um, this is the trade that I came out of at £116. This is the current trade that's still open on this. I've got other trades obviously open here. So yeah, I don't mind holding the other position through the news. If I get a bit of slippage on it, it's not the end of the world. It's only a single unit, or one lot, should I say. But it's only a small position size anyway. So we shall see what happens here. I suspect it's probably going to do what its usual thing on non-farm payrolls and go two ways, in two different directions. So we'll see if we do get, if ultimately we get some directional play out of this. I'll press pause until we come back for the news. Okay, so there's nothing to do. The limit orders are in. All the orders are in for the pound. So the pound's the one that I'm most interested in currently. We have got just 10 seconds to go. Let's see where this is going to go. So spreads have widened out. Let's bring up a ticket so you can see the spreads are all widened out ahead of the non-farm payrolls. And if I get stopped out, fine. There'll probably be a bit of slippage on it. Oh, it's gone up. There you go. So it's just about. I don't even know if it stopped me yet. Nearly. About to. It's about to stop me out. So I don't know how the figures have even come out. I'm not even that fussed about how the figures have come out. Essentially, still not stopped me yet. We went to 80, but we didn't go above 80 on the bid yet. I can see my order still sat there. Yeah, 80. So let's just see what's going to happen here. So I'm just trying to do another trade off screen while I'm at it. So, okay, well, it's holding up here, so it's looking like the trade's going to get stopped. But effectively, it would just mean it'll be a flat trade for the day. I'll show you. Let's bring it up so you can see it moving. I don't want to show you everything I'm in, obviously, but let's bring this off. Here's the trade. Here's the trade I banked at £116, and here's this one, which is about to get me stopped. Oh, it's right on it. So it'll be about, break even, I suspect, once I get stopped. That's definitely looking the way. The euro's gone a lot higher, and looking maybe like it wants to break out. I don't know. They're not doing what I was expecting them to do, so it's likely that I won't bother trading them, because I was expecting more of a retracement in those markets, so I won't bother. Here we go. Now I've been stopped, right? So I don't think I'll bother. They're having a shoot up. We'll keep an eye on them for a bit. Oh, look at that. Lost 115, made 116. Okay, that's a flat on the trades I've done. A flat morning. Okay. So still obviously up overall on these other trades that I'm in. But a flat morning for the pound at the moment. I'll press pause for the time being. I could just finish the video, but I'm just going to contemplate what's going on here at the moment. I'll just press pause and I'll come back to this. Okay, so just giving it 5 minutes or so. Yeah, we've had these big moves to the upside. Euro's practically breaking out. Nearly, it's back up at its highs on the daily charts. Cable's holding up, so it's just doing what I wasn't really expecting. So the non-farm payroll figures were poor. That's why we're seeing these big moves up. I'm positioned for cable, so I am positioned, but still wasn't expecting it. So this move. So anyway, I don't know what else to say at the moment, because I'm just sort of playing a waiting game a little bit here. Just want to see if this is gonna hold. It's looking that way. They're not coming straight back off, so I just wasn't expecting this move at this stage. So when you're not expecting something, probably best just to stand aside and just watch it. So that's all I'm doing for now. Right, just come back to this, and I see that it's, what I said, pound ton. It's come back off a bit, but it's holding up okay through this. So, like I said earlier on, there's no point in me trading something which is doing something which wasn't according to what I thought it might do. So it's just a flat day today. So we'll see what happens on the back of all of this, but pounds, it's come off a bit, but it's not done major reactions or anything like that. Which if it had gone up and then come all the way back down, then I might have still traded it, but it hasn't. So I'll leave it at that. So a flat day Friday, and back in touch next week.